Welcome to the session. I'm going to turn it over to Jamie and I'll be watching the chat. So if you have questions, feel free to throw them in there. Jamie, take it away.
Thanks, Sarah. Just to get started here, yeah, so there will be a recording available to this of this session, but there's also going to be the benefit. So I'm going to take you through kind of a course that has modules in it, and each module is going to focus on a different strategy of prompt engineering. So I won't be able to cover everything in this course that in an hour or 50 minutes or however long we have, but just know that it's going to be available after this, the link. And so with that in mind, this course is designed for intermediate users, and I didn't really have a metric for how to qualify an intermediate user. I just kind of averaged that it was around 5 to 10 hours of use in a AI model. So it's likely that you've used prompts and you've kind of decided for yourself, what works and what doesn't. So this is kind of an idea you have, assuming you have used some kind of a AI model such as ChatGPT or Gemini or Claude. So the purpose is to improve your skills for how you interact with these models. So everything that I'm using today came directly from OpenAI's documentation. There are a lot of resources out there, and after some point I just started to get saturated with them, and I realized they were all kind of saying very similar things, which ranged from general to extremely specific. So I just went back to the source and looked at what they had. Problem is their documentation is extremely dense, and it's very hard to parse out any usable information. So that was really my goal here. So our objectives today, we're going to identify those 6 strategies that they gave and tactics to improve your interactions, understand the role and impact of having clear instructions and reference text and structured tasks. And then there's some knowledge checks throughout this course that you can then apply some of that knowledge. If you were taking this course on your own, I estimated about an hour and a half. We're not going to have that much time here. So I'm just going to jump right in. We're going to start the course. And by jump in, I mean, we're going to rage kayak down a drainage ditch into the Atlantic Ocean. So it's just a bit of a visual of what we're going here. It's a deep sea of information out there. So I want to talk about a podcast that I've been listening to. It's called Think Smart, Think Fast, Talk Smart, I believe. And they kind of harken back to the days of Google when you wrote in a search and it just gave you an answer. So how that is really not the model that you need to be looking at when you're using generative AI, because you'd never think to question a Google query. You'd never ask for a better response. But that's really the biggest difference. And so if you were to approach generative AI as if it's some kind of an Oracle or a search engine, you're going to get some magic. I mean, I can drop some golf balls on my keyboard and eventually it'll pump out 2 pages of documentation about something. So it's that if you type in something without really thinking about it, you're going to get something back, and it feels like magic. But when you approach it more like it's a conversation and an interaction, it becomes this co-pilot. Hey, that'd be a good name for AI. So it becomes this kind of a colleague that works alongside you. So it's about pushing back and asking questions and following up with it. So let's just continue on. If I had one picture that would sum up what prompt engineering is, it'd probably be this. So just take some time. I see some head scratchings, some confused looks. Yeah, so I've stared at this for a little while until drops of blood started to form on my forehead. So basically I just started to end up looking like this. This was just going through the documentation and all the research that I'm doing. So getting rid of the formulas and the in the pictures, let's just get down to what text is. So prompt engineering is a comprehensive discipline within an art of artificial intelligence that involves systematic design, refinement, optimization of prompts and knowledge and underlying generative artificial intelligence system, okay, and so forth. Still getting kind of at this point right now. All right, please just give me the information. Okay, so let's get down to really what it is. So the whole idea of prompt engineering is a skill in which you program a large language model, which we know is ChatGPT or Gemini or Claude, by providing instructions to successfully complete a task. So with that in mind, we're going to look at something what I'm calling the generative AI iceberg. And so when we look at the levels of involvement here and where we want to be, we can look at it through the lens of an iceberg. At the tip of the iceberg is where most of us are. It's where a lot of us will stay. It's the prompt. So the prompt is this is the sole input of any AI model, and it's really what the part that people interact with. It's very straightforward. It's just, here's a question. You can give me an answer. And looking a little deeper, just below the waterline is where we're going to get into the prompting and the strategies involved with the kind of the basic principles of having clarity and specificity and make sure your questions and your phrasings are relevant. So this is really where you start to dial in those results. Getting even deeper, we're talking about advanced strategies. We're going to cover just a little bit of this in this session. For two reasons. I get out of my wheelhouse very quickly with this, and two, a lot of those services are paid, require a paid account, and they actually tie to other paid services. So it really, when you get into forming complex structures and dealing with projects that are large scale, this is when you want to use some of those advanced strategies. And at the bottom of the iceberg, we're looking at kind of the biggest part. It's really the foundation of this whole interaction, understanding what the limitations are and the really high level of techniques that account for try to get rid of the hallucinations that AI can have sometimes, and the ethical considerations. So that's not something we'll cover here today, but so in the ocean, this is where we are in the application of AI and all the social considerations. So I'm just going to get into next module here. I'll try to keep an eye on the chat. And if anyone has any questions, I would like to keep this dialogue open. So let's move on. I'll give you an idea of what of some 6 strategies for better results. So this came again directly from OpenAI. This image, along with all the other images except for one, all of these images were generated with ChatGPT. I tried to include my prompts. I didn't do that every time, but this was kind of an idea that I had. I wanted an image. I wanted the resolution to be the standard screen size, which it did not do. And this was the first iteration of the prompt. This was the first result it gave me, and which is kind of a golden rule. You never do that with generative AI. You never want to just take the first thing it gives you. But in the larger picture, you can really you can have something. So if you see building conversational skills in a creative, supportive environment, sure, I'll take it. So and then listed below, you'll see these on the left here. So it's a selection of strategies that we'll cover. So again, it's not intended to be exhaustive, but just as a general reference to come back to this. So we're going to focus on writing clear instructions, providing reference texts, splitting complex tasks into smaller sections, giving the model time to think, using external tools, and test changes systematically. Again, we're going to focus, just to let you know where we are and where we're going. We're going to focus a lot on number 1 and number 2, the writing the clear instructions, because that's really how we can get going the fastest without having to learn any technical language or coming into any barriers with this. So how to use this course? This is really for the if you're navigating this on your own. I'm trying to make this intuitive and smooth so that you know what it is you're supposed to do. You can go to any point, go to any chapter at any point. Nothing is restricted. There's no completion requirements, in other words. With the prompting box, so I tried to make it clear that if you see a box in this shade of blue with the eye, that's a prompt that you can directly copy into an AI model. These prompts, I haven't tested these. I've tried to take the strategy and interpret it from the lens of an educator, or just trying to put it into the context of the higher education community and where we are. So it's the whole trust but verify concept, right? So if you copy a prompt, just make sure that you're customizing it to your own needs. Okay, so that's kind of the bulk of that's the intro. So let's dive into how we can write clear instructions. A quote, I don't remember where I've seen it before, but a problem well stated is a problem half solved. I try to say that to myself a lot because it makes me step back and think, well, if I'm having trouble with this problem, I need to think about how I'm asking the question first, which is, I think, the essence of real learning and development there. And I've also had conversations about how quickly these models are evolving to allow for more natural language. Just the other day, I was talking to between the boot camps and the master classes and the quick all the courses that are available in prompt engineering. There's kind of a school of thought, and I would love to get some thoughts on this from you all about where we are, because is it evolving so quickly? Will this information that I'm presenting today, will it be obsolete in 6 months? Will it be obsolete by breakfast tomorrow? It's just really hard to read where the timeline is. But I think the idea behind it is that wherever the models go, however quickly it evolves, having some ideas or having some strategies that can help you get more details. So getting into that, including details in your question, I didn't really know how to categorize these, so I've got vague and clear. I went through from better or worse, right, wrong. It's again, there's really no right or wrong way to prompt an AI model, in my opinion, but there are ways that you can coax it to give you the information that you want. So in the case of these examples, so we're gonna add numbers. In the case of this, they added a row and the dollar amounts in Excel. So not a huge change, but then they're thinking bigger picture here. I want to do this automatically for a whole sheet of rows with all the totals ended up on the right in a column called total. So some more details added, and you can kind of see how the prompts are improved, and we'll get into this in just a bit. This was a big one. I think all the AI series that we have come across have touched on this, and I'm going to try to get into it in a little more detail, because it's probably one of the most powerful things that you can use AI for at this point, just for trying to get a perspective. So using the act as prompt, it lets the AI assume a role or a persona. So you can simulate a conversation with a historical figure. Sometimes I will ask it if I'm trying to learn something, I'll ask it to explain it like Alton Brown, who's a celebrity chef. I used to watch Good Eats all the time, and somehow his voice just kind of really helped me understand things. So sometimes I'll have it read out like that. So not only for actual factual information, but you can really have it act as either a role. So let's get down to what the difference is. So here's sorry, let me back up a second. So as far as acting as a role, here's just some ideas. You can probably guess which one I used the most in this list. it probably went between prompt engineer and therapist to try to understand to try to get through all this. But so just for reference, give it a shot sometime. If you're ever looking for recipes, you can have it say, act as a James Beard Award-winning chef who has a restaurant, and cook me a recipe for dinner or something. So let's talk about what a role is. And I'm trying to see this through the lens of AI models and how it adopts those roles. A role represents a specific function or professional identity that the AI is instructed to assume during its interaction. So 2 examples here. If we tell it to act as a tutor, here's a normal prompt. It would tell me about photosynthesis. The role influence prompt of that would be, can you explain the process of photosynthesis in a way that a high school student can understand, including why it's important for the environment? We have a lot of flexibility. There's a lot of variations in how you can make this sentence happen. But the core of it is that, okay, we've given it a command, but we're also asking to explain how a high school student would understand. So same thing with a travel advisor. I'm going to Japan, but if you want to act as a travel agent, I'm planning a trip to Japan for 2 weeks. Could you recommend a travel itinerary that includes cultural sites, natural beauty, and unique culinary experiences? So just a couple of more examples. Just go through in ways that you can sort of zoom out and have it just think and as a different person or a different role. So we're talking about an assistant. If you were at Jim Brooks' talk a few weeks ago, he did a lot about everyday AI and how we can use this to make a grocery list based on what's in your fridge, or help you craft an outline for a college acceptance letter, or something to that effect. So if you have the role of playing a general assistant, you want to focus your prompts on really gathering information, making lists, completing tasks. As a tutor, we've already covered that one, but so the prompt should be crafted in a way that a tutor would explain. So that's fairly intuitive for it. So an advisor, I think it would give you, if I wouldn't ask for legal advice, I think it'll give you a caveat saying you should not depend on AI for actual legal advice, but it can give you some guidance in certain situations, especially for the open-ended questions and insights. And as a companion, this is one of the things. One of the benefits of having an app on your phone that you can kind of talk to is, on the commute home. Sometimes I'll just turn on the AI and just have a conversation. Sometimes it's just good for a sounding board. You can have some kind of major epiphanies if you kind of just started as a, what do you think about this? Or tell me something that's changed your viewpoint recently. So different ways of looking at it. So those are kind of the roles that it can play. Now, the differences between the role and the persona is that there's a lot more customization that you can do with a persona, and this because they adds depth and nuance to a target audience. So the benefits of doing this would be you can really personalize the character that you're doing, their background, their preferences, and any scenarios that they might find themselves in. You can really tailor the language and tone to them. So if you have something like you just use Techie Tara, there's entrepreneur Eric and student Sarah. These personas are it doesn't have to do with a specific profession, but it's just more of a background and preference. So it allows you to kind of put them in scenarios that could be customized to your lesson plan or to your use case. And of course, it helps with really inclusive, that you can give that persona a range of abilities or experiences and backgrounds. So from a role-based persona, here's the generic prompt. Oops, sorry. How do smartphones work? And the persona influence prompt is, Can you explain the technology behind the latest smartphones, focusing on innovations in processing power and battery efficiency? For someone who loves tech, those last 5 words are probably that's really what gives it the persona. Yeah, and so for entrepreneur Eric, we have generic prompt: how to start a business. I'm an entrepreneur looking to start a tech company. Can you guide me through the steps of founding a startup with a focus on technology-based businesses? Okay. Any questions or comments so far? Am I going a good speed for everyone? Oh, okay. Awesome. Okay, so this is not quite as complex as it seemed. It took me a minute to really make sense of this, but using delimiters, if you are using a piece of text from another source, you want to make sure that is, and I've had good results from this, and I've been testing this quite a bit, and because usually if I have a section of text or a passage that I want to either verify or compare or summarize, I will usually just paste it right in there, and I've gotten actually better results by using these delimiters. If you just put three quotation marks before and after the passage comes out, it tends to it tells the model, hey, this is separate from the rest of it. Same with XML tags. Stands for extensible markup language. You can actually use the slash to begin, or sorry, the brackets to start the tag and the slash to end it. So it's, in this case, if you wanted to put in 2 articles, this would be help the model to identify and extract that content, but then it can also summarize and compare and even determine which article has a better argument based on what you tell it. So okay, so kind of general information that's good to do, and is specify the steps required to complete the task. So the whole the approach, this can go both ways. We can talk about construction tasks and deconstructing in that. If we're trying to build a project such as crafting a prompt for a creative story, I'll take you through that process. So the first thing you'd want to do, of course, is start at the end and define the objective, in which you would have the goal of the story. What's our setting? What's the genre? And step 2, identify your target audience. So if you can see, we're scaffolding in each of these techniques so far. So we're looking at adding more detail, and we're looking at assigning a role or a persona, and now we're starting to specify the steps involved in creating that process. And then all the assets that we have in that story, we'll decide who the characters are. Where's the setting? Is it a mystery in futuristic city? Is it a romance in a modern day New York or something like that? So, and these are elements that we can decide, or we can have the model to decide. And then we start to structure the prompt. And again, there's a lot of variations in all this, and it could really be done anyway. This is just kind of one example. So you would start with the introduction, include the details, and then you would tell the AI what you wanted to do. So this would be the format that it then puts out. Write a short story, write a poem, a haiku, whatever you might want to do there. And then of course the review and the refined steps happen when you want to ensure that the prompts includes all the information and it meets the objectives. Make sure that it's clear and concise, and then you want to test and iterate, and just again continue to craft. This is the part of AI that really relies on that interaction and that conversation that you go through, of always be asking me questions, always be asking it questions. Yeah, and then you finalize the prompt, and so that's all. That doesn't necessarily make a story. That just makes a prompt for a story. So, but you'll have, if you can follow those steps in this particular one, and you should have a fairly complete prompt. So that's for building, kind of going from the bottom up. If we go from the top down, we can actually deconstruct tasks to where it will take a kind of a complicated process and break it down for us. So it works kind of the same from the top down. So outline the steps necessary for organizing a professional conference. Describe the process of developing a new software application, and then explain the procedure for conducting a large scale market research. So again, these can be copied into and just put in. You feel free to use any of these prompts for how to deconstruct a task. We're going to get into something called shock prompting. And this is one of those you can really continue to dial in the results by providing the examples or not. There's really two ways you can go here. So with zero shot prompting, that's really when you don't give any examples to the model, and you just kind of, I think that's where a lot of us exist, and we just want to ask it a question and get an answer. That's kind of where we are. So this relies purely on the knowledge and the understanding to give it a result. It's fairly straightforward most of the time, and it has its own value. So we're looking at, if you're trying to find an overview on a topic or explaining a concept, or just creating discussion questions. So if we're looking at few shot prompting, this is where you actually give the model examples so that it will use the format and the patterns of those examples. So if you were, I'll explain this example, that if you're trying to generate more content for a lesson plan or for an assignment, you can actually, so here's an example. So you have the what, the who, and the topic, the objectives. That's one example. And then going down, there's so the two examples. So in this prompt, you would say, now generate a lesson plan, and it's going to follow the examples of the two that you've given it before. So, so with practice exercises, so some examples of practice exercises for learning fractions. Okay? So there's 3 examples, and then so now it's your turn, and now you generate, and you can actually you can say this. It doesn't have to be 5. It can be 25, and then you could take pick the ones you like from that and say, hey, do 25 more. Or I think it's just a matter of using your own intuition about what you need. So this was the only image that I went to. I spent some time at promptengineering.org, which is a fantastic site. There's a free course available on prompt engineering. I would recommend it. It requires an account setup, but they had this really good workflow diagram that lets you decide, okay, what is my what's my end game here? So looking at does the task require new knowledge of specific up-to-date or non-public information? Then you follow, and it will eventually take you to either zero shot, few shot prompting, or something a little more advanced, such as fine-tuning and embedding space search, which is one of those external tools that we won't get into much today. So hopefully that will clarify a little what you're doing and how it can help you achieve that task faster. Okay, so that so as far as the writing clear instructions, I have a review here, and you can just expand these accordions to kind of just sum up what we talked about in this module. I won't go through all these right now. So we can real quick. I think we have some time. So if you feel free to just take yourself off mute, and so this is one of those interactive. So if you want to participate in this, feel free. So based on, I think I got 6 prompts in here. So let's just categorize these based on where you think it would be, what kind of results you want to take. So the first one, write a story based on the elements of a mystery genre without specific details. Do you think that would be effective, ineffective, or needs improvement? And feel free to answer in the chat. Sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead, Steve.
I was just gonna say I don't think that'd be really that effective.
Yeah, there's some detail. I'm not sure it's this without specific details. I think you might get something. I put it in the needs improvement, but it really could. It depends on how you would define effective. I think it's a sliding scale, pretty much. Yeah. So summarize the meeting notes.
Probably needs improvement on that one, depending on how detailed the notes were.
Yeah. So being that it's so short, and I kind of classified, and again, there's no right or wrong answers here, but I think if you were to ask it that versus something like this, summarize the meeting notes in a single paragraph and list key points, and there's actually a lot more detail to this. I actually ran out of space in the actual in the box here, so I couldn't put any more detail. So as far as this one, how would you classify this one as effective, needs improvement, or ineffective?
That'd probably be effective, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think that one's pretty good.
Just doing something here. There it is. Okay. All right. Tell me something interesting about history. I mean, that's
ineffective.
Yeah. All right. So yeah. So list steps in starting a business. Focus on sustainability for an entrepreneur.
Probably needs improvement. It's going to give you a general outline, I would think.
Yeah, indeed. Yep, exactly. So describe the process of photosynthesis to a high school student in simple terms.
I think that one's effective. Nope.
Again, I think this, what did I do here? That one maybe doesn't have a home. I need to look at that one again. I'm sorry. I don't think, okay, yeah, that was effective. It wasn't finding the drop zone there. Okay, now we're good. So it says I missed one, but that's okay. We're gonna do fine. We're gonna get through this. All right, just a couple of questions. So what is the primary benefit of using structured tasks in prompt engineering?
Is it D?
To increase the complexity of tasks. It can increase the complexity.
I think it's the third one, to ensure AI produces more targeted and relevant responses.
Yeah, I think I would agree. I think that's really why we do why we want to outline things so heavily there. Yeah. Right. So match the prompt engineering strategies to the appropriate application. So how about the adopt personas? What do we know about personas here? We know that it's definitely an act as prompt. So it's going to be one of these 5.
It's going to be the bottom one if act as is the key.
There are 2 act as. So we have adopt persona and adopt a role. Yeah, so
I think persona would be the human resources, wouldn't
it? Specifically, the human resources is designed to be a role.
Okay.
So because that's a professional identity that someone has. So a persona, I think, would really fall into the other act as, which is a fitness coach, which I know I get it's a role. I get it's a role, but there's advice that can be based that's tailored to an individual. So I apologize if that was confusing. still working through the wording of these questions, and this is going to be a living document, so I'm going to be trying to improve it as we go along. So as far as specifying steps, which process of the three that are left would fall under this?
Specify steps, a guide to multi-step software installation process.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Provide examples. So would that be creating a prompt for customer service or training an AI to generate sales emails that follow a specific format?
Maybe the emails. I don't know.
So we're asking it to recognize a pattern and follow this format.
Yeah.
We're going to be providing it with an example.
Yep.
Yeah, and so clear instructions will go here. So I think we got these all right, unless I got it wired up wrong. So we'll have create a prompt for a customer service bot to handle refund requests efficiently. So we'll submit those. Okay, looks like we got them all right. And again, feel free to do those as you like to. Last question here. So select two of these. What are two methods of delimiting text so multiple sources can be processed individually?
XML tags and triple quotation marks.
Yeah, solid. All right, good deal. All right.
Good job, Christopher. You get an A.
Always. Christopher is always an A student. That was really the bulk of what I'm going to be talking about here. That was really I wanted to focus mostly on writing clear instructions and the tactics involved in that. From here on, it's going to get a little more complicated, but only slightly. So I think all the information that we've taken before will be used in these next parts. So for as far as providing reference text, we talked about few shot prompting and giving examples to the model. But this is kind of a little more. This involves actually, maybe uploading a document to it to the model, and it's for like more large scale projects. So a particular prompt would be photosynthesis as a process, yada yada yada. This is a bit of information. So using the reference text as a basis, generate a concise, informative explanation that summarizes the key points. Your explanation should be tailored for fifth grade students and should aim to clarify any concepts or terms mentioned in the reference text. So, and the other side of that is, if this came from the online textbook, then you would provide that information of where it came from, and it could generate a citation from that. And you have the ability to actually customize that as far as Chicago or MLA or APA format to give a citation. So it happens at the very beginning. You should directly quote or cite specific sentences or phrases from the reference text to support your points. Right. So going to number 5 here, we're going, so splitting complex tasks into simpler subtasks. We got to quote Steve Jobs whenever I get a chance. Never miss. Simple can be hard, harder than complex. You have to work hard to get your thinking clean to make it simple, but it's worth it in the end, because once you get there, you can move mountains.
Hey, Jamie, before you move on, I'm still thinking about your last module. I had a question about that second part. Can we go back to that? Provide reference text?
Sure.
So when you scroll down to that second prompt about answering with citations, can you talk about how that might be challenging for the chat, the platform, depending on the version you have?
I think the language model has a lot to do with it, because they definitely have different ways of pulling information from a large data set. So it's really wouldn't be, I wouldn't rely on it to give you the inaccurate either citation or a reference the first time. So you may have to, you'll still have to verify. So that's one of the biggest problems, is just making sure that it's not necessarily the format of what the citation is, but making sure that the information is correct inside of it. That's my take. I'd love to hear.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear other takes, because I know I'm not thinking about all sides here.
Yeah, I had a instructor talk about they got citations with an assignment and the citations weren't real. Students are still learning how the limitations of these LLMs, right? That they're not going back and checking the citations, and so they're submitting fake citations that have been hallucinated.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of aspects like that, such as like trying to get it to do a word count, or just add a row of numbers. It's really not reliable in some ways. Or you may have to have some kind of plugin or extension that verifies the math, or it feels like it's more complicated than it should be. But I know that we're gonna be there eventually, whatever there means. So I hope that answers your question, Sarah.
Yeah, thank you.
So again, just kind of going down the rabbit hole, we're looking at kind of from the lens of a student, and if they ask a question, we want to try to avoid giving them the direct answer. Well, we want to sort of understand why they're asking the question, and so what is the purpose behind your question. So if a student asks something, why do we do this, then there should be a bit of a feedback loop. So this is where the intent classification can come in. And I'm still learning about this and how it can be used. And so, but this is definitely a strategy that can be that you can put. You can report that a student has asked this question, and then give me a series of follow-up questions to clarify their intent. So it's not so much a command that you would give. It's more of a suggestion of, give me some feedback question or some follow-up questions to start that feedback loop. So there's still a lot there. So here's the one that was, so specify the desired length of the output. You can actually ask the model if you need to have output in a given length. So in the terms of word count, it's really not accurate. I would not rely on it to give you an accurate word count, but bigger chunks of information like sentences and paragraphs and bullet points are probably the most reliable. Okay. So giving the model time to think. So an important thing is to not stop questioning. Curiosity has its own reason for existing. So these are commands that you can actually use as well. This one is called first. It's using XML tags here for a first principles reasoning. So if you want to kind of show your work, have the model show its work. It can show you where it's going and how it assimilated that information that you gave it. So it breaks down the problem, and it can see all sides of the principles of finding the connections and any alternatives. This is a really neat technique that really allows you to expand your view of a particular subject. So here's an example here. So if you have a researcher propose the following hypothesis: exposure to blue light at night suppresses melatonin. So this is a really stop and think before you answer. Before evaluating the validity of this hypothesis, please walk through the following thought process. So here's where you would give it some of your parameters of, like, I want you to consider all these things before you answer. There's a laundry list. You add your close tag, and then you can give the answer. Yeah, keep some thoughts hidden. This becomes the concept of inner monologue. So in certain applications, you want to find a balance between guiding the students or encouraging them to get their own solutions. So you may not want to. And I can see this being really useful if you've created like an AI bot like that's really custom to your uses. But you don't necessarily have to do that. So this is kind of provides a framework that the student can work in, where if they ask a question like what is photosynthesis, that can start to do that inner monologue where you still try to prompt them for more information. It kind of goes back to the intent classification. And the final is double check for missed info. This is the check again command. So this helps you to verify the information that it gives. Again, I'm still playing with this a lot, and I'm still trying to find the validity of it all. But if, like, the prompt is, if you explain the process of photosynthesis in detail, double check the resources to ensure you haven't overlooked any steps. So just kind of a double check, and sometimes it can find another source of information, or it can find a hole in its reasoning. So with that, like I said earlier, these next two, really for two reasons. They're pretty complex and dense in the documentation, and they almost always involve some kind of a paid service. So, but I'll go through them real quick, and we'll try to leave about as much time as we can for questions and discussion, hopefully. So using the external tools, again, this comes. I'm gonna put the documentation link in the chat, so that you'll know that's really the source where and there's just to kind of show you how dense all this is. So this presentation is basically one small section of this documentation. So it's an iceberg into itself. So as far as the external tools, a lot of strategies that you can use to extend the capability of the model, such as like embedding-based searches, code execution, and these really, I think it fluctuates quite a bit among models. They all have their different approach to how code side. I just approach this gingerly and make sure that you're aware of what you're doing there. And then of course you can form evaluations, chatbots, and there's just a lot of advanced features. And so finally, testing changes systematically. This is really more thinking about large data sets and how you can search and parse information from those data sets. So we're kind of getting out of the scope of how we would use this in an everyday. But I wanted to keep these two in here. I want to keep them on the radar because, one, I want to learn more about this, and two, this is a living document that I want to improve over time. And so whenever you want to, I would encourage collaboration. If anybody wants to work with me on this and try to improve these last two modules, I'd definitely welcome that. And then just finally, here's a resources page. There's some, again, for the information in here, I really only used the OpenAI website for this, but there's two ebooks that are really helpful. They're geared towards higher ed and how teachers can use some of the strategies in that. This is the link to OpenAI, the prompt engineering, that the free course. It requires an account setup, but it's fairly useful, and I got some good information from it. And then these three links are just some that my wonderful colleagues have shared with me. And again, if you have links and documentation that you want to share, let's add it in here if you think it'll be useful. So with that, I am officially through the course here. We are 100% complete. I believe everyone passed. I'll have to do the grading. I'll get back to you in a couple of weeks. But so we've got about 10 minutes, and I just would welcome any questions or discussions. Back to the beginning. If there's anywhere I need to go, thanks, Sarah. I was just about to post that. So that link in the chat, that will take you to this course anytime you need, and you really don't need any verification or account or anything. So so it'll just be there for your resource.
Hey, Jamie, I just want to say, wow, this is fantastic. I really appreciate that you developed the course for us all. And I just love the detail on how you break it down. I just wanted to point out, like, as you were going through this, particularly like that, the detail of what you're asking, I was just thinking to myself, gosh, wouldn't it be lovely if everybody that we talk to was this detailed and clear in their communications? So, that might be a lesson too for some instructors, is even though we're talking about prompt engineering, I mean, this probably applies to just, human communication. So,
Absolutely, it really does. And I was, and to your point, I think that's exactly right. I was talking with a faculty at Transylvania yesterday, and we got onto the topic of chess, and there was a lot of correlations between using an AI model and playing a game of chess, and that first rule, that first move, it sets the rules of engagement, and it really does set a pattern for how the rest of the game is going to play out. And I think that just being clear, because I mean, I would imagine that all the chess players that are now learning from things like Deep Blue from IBM, and all, they're learning how the AI plays chess, and so they're kind of up in their own game too. I like to try to do that with my communication. But yeah, thanks, Steve. I appreciate that.
Jamie, thanks for the triple quotation mark teaching element. I knew there was something like that, but I didn't know what it was. So that's a big feature to know about. Thanks.
Absolutely, yeah. And I've done both, and I didn't know about this for a while. And when I started, I tried it in a couple of different models, and it just helps. I mean, it can't hurt at this point. So, any other questions or?
Hey, Jamie. Yeah,
Yes.
I was going to mention a couple of things. One of the things about withholding information, when I taught K-12 and I was teaching, any number of different things, but primarily in English, at the beginning of the year, I explained what rhetorical ignorance is. And I said, what I'm going to do during the course of this semester, every now and again, I'll be drawing a blank, and I'm going to ask you guys to help me out here. Now, that's rhetorical ignorance, and I don't want to be unethical. So at the beginning of the semester, I'd say that because I'm going to say, what is that, with some regularity, and people want to jump in and help you. So that whole withholding information thing is such a terrific learning device in general, because, if you count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, everyone in the whole class is thinking the word 6, just because that's just how brains function. So that, I thought that was really interesting. And the other part of it too is with all of the I have just an ethical qualm about anthropomorphization of gadgets. So with all the role stuff and persona, there's part of me that's always going, yeah, but it's just a dumb program, and I never want to start thinking of it as something that deserves my respect or attention, because we have all these organic things that do. I'm not challenging you on that. I'm just saying that it's really interesting, because that whole spectrum of how we think about this is so important.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think anything that helps us to not underperform with the model, any kind of perspective that we can use. Yeah, I agree. And there's a lot of there's some strategy, and then to how you approach the prompt. Do you say hello before you start typing? Or how do you speak with a polite tone, or so? Yeah, a lot of variables here.
I want to point out, Steve shared a link in the chat. Steve, thank you for sharing that. Do you want to talk more about it?
So, we regularly meet with folks from the system office and North Carolina Department of IT. So they recently published that page. It actually, there's several links there that honestly kind of mirror a bunch of what Jamie has said and what, you know, we've presented other places. And, you know, of course, it's kind of from the high, well, it's not kind of, it is from the perspective of, you know, state bureaucrats. So it's not necessarily from an educator's perspective. But, you know, at this point, you know, I think resources help. I thought it was pretty well put together. So, yeah, that's about
Absolutely.
it.
Yeah, I like that they have different courses available from different companies too, Harvard, Microsoft, Google, Amazon, Coursera. Cool.
Yeah, I think this is something I'd want to share alongside Jamie's session stuff in my Friday email. So thanks, Steve.
So so again, if anyone's interested in, you know, collaborating, working with me on this, you know, please reach out. I feel like is anyone watch Wallace and Gromit, and to see that there's an episode where Gromit is riding a train and he's literally laying the tracks as the train is going full speed. I mean, that's pretty much that's the best image I can conjure for where we are with this. It just changes so fast. I'm just trying to, you know, not get my hand yanked off by the train. Try to run up beside it a little bit and try to, you know, catch up.
Yeah, it's a daunting task, Jamie, and I want to take a minute to praise you and some of the other folks on the call who've been part of the AI speaker series for being brave enough to throw a session out there and say, here's where we are today. It may not, like you said, it may not be relevant by breakfast tomorrow, but here's where we are. And I think that the spirit of the AI speaker series has just been so positive and collaborative, and been really happy that it's gone you know, a whole year and we've had so many great sessions, this one included. So thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
It's a great group.
Well, I sent all of you an email earlier, it probably came to your inbox a few minutes ago. In there is a link to Jamie's course, and also a link to the resources that he was using that he shared with us in the course, and then also a link to an eval. So if you could take a minute and complete the eval, and then you've got access to that course that he created for us. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.